Hey there, chat. I couldn't help myself. This company is a menace, and I'm slowly becoming tribalist. I'm slowly starting to hate. But before I start to hate, let me get the music up first, because we have a lot of things to go through, and I need some ambience to this nonsense. A little bit of ambience going. All right, should be good enough. Let me check something real quick. This dock is gonna actually display properly. Okay, it's gonna display properly. And we're gonna go through it in a moment. But first, a little bit of intro. For those of you that aren't aware, but I imagine most of you are aware. Sayu, formerly Zaion LanZa of Nijisisters, ex-Soleil branch, has dropped a bit of spicy information about her suspension and what she's been up to after she's been terminated from the company. And it shines a lot of light about the things that Niji claimed that she did. She clarifies some things that she in fact did do, but also goes in depth into something a lot of company VTubers usually don't do. And that is going into how it all works internally. A week ago or so, I did a Niji stream that dealt with drama, like all kinds of Niji dramas that the company has been up to. All branches that I could think of. I only named 51 examples, and that's like nowhere near enough of those. Again, if I wanted to be anal about it, it would be like 80 something. And this one counts as one too. We rated those on a scale from a nothing burger all the way to a final yab. And I would say this one is strictly in the final yap category due to it being a continuation of Zaion LanZa's fucking termination. So yeah, there's a lot of things to go through here. And I think we should get to it, because otherwise we're going to be spending all day on here. Sayu dropped a Google Doc. I need to put up here. There it is. Scroll. It scrolls. In it, she addresses everything, and we'll go through all of it here. And after that, after we go through the doc, we're also gonna go through some of the reactions that people had on Twitter mainly, because other places are usually just schizo posting about it, and we know what those places are. And we might go over that at some point, but right now we're just gonna be focusing on the Nijisisters on Twitter. But yeah, let's get into that reading you all guys been expecting. Intro plus addressing rumors. Before you read the next section, statements and allegations, I ask you to please read everything in this intro portion first. Please utilize the chapter links in the statement later for a proper understanding of what happened. Context for some of the statements made. Several of the allegations written on her termination were due in part to the differences in culture background between Niji, an agency-based Japan, and Zaion, a streamer catering to a global audience. Mind you, this is written in first person, like relating to Zaion as another person that's kind of separate from Sayu. Like, I imagine Sayu is partially doing it to like avoid some legalities, but I don't think it would matter at this point. Partially because, you know, Zaion was a character in herself, and according to this document, as we go further, it seems that, you know, partially this was a played character and partially it was just her. But I also would imagine that a lot of it is just kind of trying to escape the heat of this whole thing, because there's a lot of heat. But yeah, let's continue on. None of the VODs were privated by her decision. She did not believe in hiding her mistakes in this way and always wished to own up to them. Thus, this document's purpose. On the Showtagagon topic, this was a long-running joke stemming from before she was Zaion. Coming from her origins as mainly a Genshin Impact streamer, those who do not play Genshin would know this, but in the game, ever since the first released units, several of the meta units were characters that had the appearance of young boys. They were mostly expressed to be quite old. Venti, a several thousand-year-old god. Kazuha is 18 plus. Karamush is several thousands, etc. Note that Shinyu and Chongyun are 17 and Zaion has never made any sort of implications towards them. But at that point is that as a player who cares about being able to clear content, Zaion would make jokes about wanting those characters because they coincidentally happen to be Shoda designs. She's not at all attracted to them in a sexual way and is appalled at the idea. Niji-sanji also never brought this up as an issue throughout the course of her employment. Yeah, those were mainly brought up by the Nijisisters, by people wanting to get on Zion's case about it. But Zaion, or rather Sayu herself, is indeed a Shorakon. But again, we have to take her explanations here at face value because... And you can be a lolicon and Shotakon and not have sexual attractions to these characters. It's not inherently that, but Sayu herself is a self-proclaimed Shotakon. So, like, with this explanation here, taken directly from her Discord. Sayu isn't a Shotakon. I am if I own them, not if relying on them, I mean. And to prove that this is Sayu's Discord information. So again, it is what it is, but I imagine a lot of the Shotakon stuff that's explained away in this document is to escape the heat. Although I do think that this is kind of pointless at this point because those people that went after her aren't gonna forgive her anyway, and after we're done with this document, we'll see anyway how vile these people are. The so-called Nijisisters there. But continuing on with the document. Zaion agreed that separating would be the best for both sides, but the parties were not able to reach an agreement on a joint statement. It's kind of a similar situation when it comes to that, when it comes to Yugo, because Yugo kind of got graduated. But for Zaion, it's worse because they terminated her. But I imagine Yugo was about to get fired anyway, but they came to at least the conclusion to graduate Yugo instead. But Zaion got a really short end of that stick, as we're gonna find out pretty soon. While attempting to argue for a more peaceful narrative than a termination statement Niji-sanji wished to make, Zaion did get written confirmation that Niji-sanji had no intention at the time to cut off or discourage her from interacting with or remaining friends with other Niji-sanji livers. She also confirmed that Niji-sanji would not avoid commissioning or working with any creators that work with her in the future. And a screenshot here for reference. Regarding the harassment and doxing Zaion has received. She has been doxed down to a home address, name, face by those expressing malicious intent. This has happened right after her indefinite suspension on February 9th was announced, and Niji-sanji did not communicate that it would take action against the doxers, which is already a fucking problem. Because Niji-sanji, or rather any caller, frequently makes statements on Twitter explaining away that they're working in order to get the people that are going after their talents via legal action or anything else they can probably think of. But in her case, they didn't do that. Whether they took action is up in the air, but I imagine they just didn't. That's my interpretation of what's here. Continuing on, there's substantial video and written proof of threats, including death and swatting. However, links will be omitted for legal reasons. And here's something I have to include from myself. I have been in contact personally with one of Zion's moderators, the main moderator on her Discord. Actually, she herself first contacted me on Twitter, asking me if I collected the information of the people that basically doxed Sayu, doxed Zaion, and if I have screenshots to prove that this actually did happen. I provided her moderator with screenshots of several bot accounts and other accounts that have doxed Sayu and spread Sayu's dox after she got terminated. The doxes that were spread after she got terminated were the same doxes that the document is talking about here, meaning the same docs documents that were disseminated after her suspension was already in effect. One of these accounts actually, that was doxing Sayu, that was doxing Zaion. Nijisisters did a yab which I actually covered on my last stream, and they linked by accident on the Twitter. They linked to an account that was doxing Zaion, and that tweet stayed up for a whole fucking day. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm becoming a tribalist, because this company just it just can't make heads of. I can't make heads of tails of what they're fucking doing. It's incompetence. Some of it is malicious, or at least seems malicious. In the case of some other branches, it was clearly malicious. Here, to me, it's a mixture of incompetence and malice. Not necessarily leaving the docs tweet up or anything like that, but the other stuff is gonna be. It's really gonna seem like something intentional. But let's move on here. In December of 2022, Nijisisters released a statement declaring their efforts against doxing and harassment. Despite that announcement, Nijisisters did not inform Zaion it would be taking action against the spread of personal identifying information, defamatory misinformation, daily harassment towards Zaion while she was suspended as an active liver. I admit I did not understand exactly what victims of harassment went through, how mentally and sometimes physically damaging it is, and how hard it is to get any kind of help against it. Personally, I am grateful for this experience so I can properly understand and emphasize with others regarding this type of treatment. Thank you in advance for reading, for understanding, and for granting us some of your precious time. Statements and allegations. I like to preface this by saying I do not want any third parties to use what myself or Zaion are about to reveal or twist our words in any way to damage the reputations of Nijisisters or its livers. I personally think they do that pretty well on their own. I don't think anyone needs to twist their words because they make themselves look the way they do on their own. We understand that Nijisisters as a brand had to do what it felt was best interest for its business. The following will be providing context and responding to statements and allegations against Zaion. Number 1. Using a copyright song in her stream without prior authorization. The vague usage of copyright infringement claimed here by Nijisisters is actually referring to December 18, 2022, when Zaion chose to play the first cover song release of one of her gen mates on stream to support them by showing her own fan base. Zaion was not aware that was considered a breach of copyright and was corrected by the staff and told to request specific permission for this in the future. Zaion did agree to this and apologized thusly for her mistake. However, this note remained on her record and was also one of the reasons for her first suspension during New Year's that will be referred to as the New Year's suspension. So basically she didn't know, she wasn't instructed, and they punished her for it. You will see this will be a recurring theme in this fucking document, that they generally just didn't inform her properly on things. She made a mistake because she just didn't know. Because, with this thing, it really seems like, a nothing. But it was still a mistake, and it still got on her permanent record, which they decided to include on this whole thing. as they terminated her later. So this is once again a strike against Nijisanji's management. They didn't inform her and punished her for something they should have informed her on. This is fucking stupid. But it gets dumber. Let's go. 2. Revealing internal information that can potentially cause issues for stakeholders during her stream. This statement refers to the incident in Zaion's last Good Job stream, where she spoke about permissions regarding playing Hogwarts Legacy. On stream, seen here from 30 to 30:36 with the timestamp. We're not gonna be watching these. You guys can watch this on your own. I'm gonna link this in the chat just for you guys if you want to look it up yourself. Here it is. The alleged mistake here was that Zaion stated that they did have permission to play the game. At some point, Zaion spoke about this like any other game that had gotten confirmed permissions or that was a publicly released game. And this was after staff requested that Ian not play the game. Zaion recognized that the controversy of the game is a difficult topic. So, again, the tribalist in me says here, unlike Hololive or other corpos that did play Hogwarts Legacy, Nijisanji's fucking management decided to fucking run and hide. And this is again something once more that Zaion could have been informed of properly, but nope. The management decided to do their own fucking thing. So again, another strike against fucking any color here. It's currently 2-0, and Sayu's winning. If we take what she says to be the truth, but I personally think it's the truth, because Nijisanji as a company has done so much shit, I do not have any trust in them. I'd rather trust Sayu on these. You can take me to task on this, but this is how I feel about it. Let's move on to number 3. 3. Making statements that could lead to speculation or leaking of internal information using social media accounts that she personally operates during her activity suspension time. This is referring to 2 instances. First, as Zaion was forcefully locked out of all of her accounts during her second suspension, she resorted to using her PL, which is past life Twitter, account to browse Twitter. She did make a mistake of liking a random reply that she was browsing through, and did unlike it after realizing her mistake. It was not her intention to bring attention to, nor imply anything, but the mistake was made. Zaion did apologize profusely to staff and explained her mistake. I would say that this one is on Zaion, but again, the circumstances around these suspensions are already pretty fucking iffy, so, you know, being mad is kind of justified, at least in my mind. But at the same time, you can see how these fucking guys follow her around, even on her social media, checking if she liked something that could have fucked with them. I wonder if it's a staffer that did that, like followed her on her PL and just checked what the fuck she's doing, or if it's someone that snitched on her. And I think the only person that could have snitched to management in this case is probably another liver. But again, those are my rats. Those are rats in my mind. Either Nijisanji's management is just fucking stalking her other fucking accounts, or someone snitched on her. Who knows? I'm not sure. This whole thing is pretty fucking dumb. Second, this also refers to Zaion's previously owned Discord server's admin making a post about her production for mousepads that were owed to previous Subathon supporters were finally being made. No intention to sell these as merchandise products was ever emphasized. I'm gonna zoom this up as much as I can. This is Rehit. This is also the person I've been in contact with in regards to providing her with the people that were doxing Sayu. Hey, I have an announcement for those waiting on sticker redeems, giveaway prizes, or any type of merch. Some shipments are delayed due to certain vendor being on vacation. I meant to announce this sooner. My apologies. He has been on vacation for a while and won't be back to work for a week or two longer. Thank you for your patience and thank you for supporting Sayu. The production of Sayu Mousepad is back up and running, where more updates are available. They will be posted here. Right. Moving on. However, this could have been perceived as her planning to leave the company and hinting fans at doing so. Zaion did explain the situation in a voice call to staff. However, after claiming that they would check the facts for each of these instances, they still listed on her termination letter, showing absolutely no sign of remorse for her behavior. An excerpt of the cancellation note that is shown below. Reference 5. However, on February 9 of the same year, immediately after your suspension, with your past life Twitter account, which is prohibited to use, you liked a tweet mocking the fans who were angry at your inappropriate behavior as a virtual liver. And you made an announcement through the admin on your past life Discord server that the production of your past life activity merchandising had resumed, showing absolutely no signs of remorse for your behavior. That's just fucking reaching. They are just fucking reaching here in order to... This really feels like singling her out right now. Like, how the fuck could they know that other than, you know, just fucking speculating? This is what fucking 4chaners do when they create fucking narratives. Holy fuck. They just assumed that she's gonna be leaving, even though the production of that merch was something that was done beforehand. And these fucking replies... Jesus fucking Christ. This stupid fucking company. It's no fucking comment beyond what I said already here. To me, this is like 3-0 already. 3 or 3 and 0.5, maybe something like that. Shitheel of a company. Offensive remarks regarding discrimination and sexual assault. This also refers to two separate instances. First, on the topic regarding sexual assault. Zaion felt horrible that she made this mistake. This refers to a joke made during her stream, her stream of the game, the Karaoke, a Chilla's Art horror game. A lot of streamers, Zaion included, turn on streamer mode in their brains to try to keep a several-hour stream constantly lighthearted and entertaining and making a joke out of everything that goes on. Unfortunately, she forgot the situation of the space she was in and made a joke that was inappropriate. There was no malicious intent, and she takes full responsibility. The comment was not aiming to make light of sexual assault or its victims. Since it could not be said at the time, Zaion apologizes for this. See, in here, it shows that she has self-awareness regarding what kind of audience she has, because they wouldn't be able to take a joke like that. And mind you, this joke was about a stupid fucking NPC. It wasn't about anyone real. It wasn't about any kind of real situation. It was a dark and edgy joke that sure doesn't fucking belong anywhere near these Nijisisters fans, because, again, you're gonna see that once you read the reactions to this whole document that Sayu wrote, a lot of them cannot possibly forgive Sayu for that stupid fucking joke made against an NPC, and that's their main gripe with her. Because she dared to make a joke about a fucking NPC and how that NPC got fucking raped. This stream and its content were not one of the stated reasons for Zaion's suspension, which is also funny. Let me link you that stuff so you can see yourself. Seen at 20448. Linked. There you go. Again, in regards to fucking edgy jokes, other livers do them all the time. Vox's fucking comments about fucking someone's mom could be, you know, construed as a rape joke if you want to go that far. I bet you guys that watch Nijisanji more than I do could point out instances of super edgy, super idiotic jokes that Nijisanji and Livers do. So once again, this feels like her being singled out for stupid shit. Second, regarding any offensive remarks involving discrimination, no serious remarks were made towards any specific people or culture. There's one instance in Zaion's second ever live stream on December 11th, where the viewer jokingly asked her if they could use the term Zionists as a fan name for her community. She clearly stated, "I don't think we can do that," in response, knowing full well that it was not her place to use such a term. Unfortunately, Nijisanji characterized Zaion's remarks' nervous laughter when addressing the viewer's comments as remarks mocking political or religious beliefs in her termination letter, even though this was not the case. I'm sorry, this company is fucking retarded. Zaion clearly got uncomfortable with that joke because, you know, it refers to it refers to Jewish people, and you know it's kind of hard to have a fun-based name like that. And she was uncomfortable with it and said she doesn't want to, and she kind of made a small laugh after it was said. But I don't think she ever meant any disrespect with that. She clearly said that they can do that, but this they included as one of the reasons that she got fucking terminated. Ultimately, this is 4-0 4 against 0.5 at the moment. That's the score. Nijisanji, Sayu versus Nijisanji, and Sayu is clearly fucking winning at the moment. Clips of this instance can be found online, but links are omitted for legal reasons. 5. Several infringements of the rules pertaining to the use of games defined by any color ink, including intentional infringements and repeated false justifications given to any color ink regarding these infringements. This may be referring to several items. And it's funny that even Sayu herself here has to speculate about which things that she did wrong, because they either didn't properly communicate to her what it was, or they didn't outright tell it. This is silly. That she herself doesn't even know. First, a stream on February 4th. There was a Nintendo game. Zaion had many successful Nintendo streams in the past, leading up to their streams on the 4th, complying the rules, which will not be stated here. However, on the 4th, Zaion made a mistake. YouTube has an autofill function for its video description. She used it that day and missed the adjustments of part of the description, and was notified by her manager as such mid-stream. Her management adjusted it for her. Zaion thanked them for that and apologized for her mistake. Second, regarding Final Fantasy XIV account in use. Simply put, Zaion made a choice that was not what was agreed on, and that this was false, completely the fault of Zaion. The rumor was of Zaion using mods is false. What staff wanted was a new character upon a new account. New accounts required the game, along with subsequent story skips or level boosts, to all be officially bought from the Square Enix store in order to participate in the content Zaion had readied. No form of compensation for this or for new Genshin or other game account was discussed. That's fucking fantastic. Out of her own fucking pocket. Black Company. Zaion regretted that she had poor lapse in judgment. She chose to use a character she already had that simply had little to no logs. While she changed the character name and no PL past life issues came up, she did tell her manager she would make a new character and did not. She explained this to staff and apologized for her lack of compliance with this. Zailton, thank you for the 65 Mexicans, I guess. This post is our faith, the present is our strength, and the future is our birthright. Zeke Zaion. Blood alone moves the wheels of history. Well, thank you for your contribution. So yeah, this one is Sayu's mistake. This one is on Sayu. She didn't comply. It's a minor thing, but again, this one is a Sayu. So 4-1. Congratulations, any color management. You got one goal. You got one goal. It's currently 4-1. 1.5 or rather. Expressing her will to perform streams using illegal games, also referred to as pirated games. This seems to be taken out of context as well. Zaion did reply to a chatter saying that she used to play ROM hacks, which is technically a hack pirated form a game. She recognized in retrospect that ROM hacks are technically piracy and it was a violation of company policy. Zaion recognizes that piracy does go against company policy, which is why she's never condoned piracy nor streamed emulated games. The comment, as well as Zion's answer, was cut out of the VOD in December 11/12 per staff request. I'm gonna link you this one too. But yeah, if we are going to take her word for it when it comes to this, she didn't express an intent to play these games, nor did she play it. But they put it on her anyway. So again, it depends who you want to believe. If you want to believe any colors management or Sayu. I personally believe Sayu on this, and it's currently 5 to 1.5. The score is 5 to 1.5 at the moment. Please keep score for me because I may forget. But at the moment, it's so one-sided that I doubt it's going to be a problem. 7. Comments that can be considered offensive to the rights holder of a game during a stream. This is referring to the stream where Zaion was playing Uno. Ubisoft's multiple user interface results in it being incredibly difficult to change a username. So she criticized the game for not being user-friendly. Imagine criticizing Uno. Fucking Uno! Uno! A card game! You criticize Uno for being not user-friendly. And they bonk you for that. Uno! Uno! Did I say Uno? Yes, I said Uno. Offensive comments towards Uno because it's not user-friendly. Good fucking god. I want to give like Sayu like 10 points for this one. Because this is just fucking stupid. Zaytons, thank you for the 25 additional Mexicans. Legit feel sad for Zaion. She was done dirty. Yep. And yeah, again, if you take all of her word for it, this company is just completely retarded. I have no other word for it. Stronger words would require thesaurus for this. But yeah, if you haven't heard that, right? Again, she criticized Uno for not being user friendly because she couldn't change her name, and they bonked her for that. Cringe. Stupid fucking company. Number 8. Again, the score right now is 6. The score right now is 6 to 1.5. Giving false information to other Nijisisters GN livers regarding the contents of her communications with any color Inc. This is only referring to a misunderstanding regarding Zaion using her Genshin and other PL gacha accounts. Super Iron Bob, thank you for the $5. Zaion almost got me to watch Niji Yen again. Bullet dodge, and I hope she finds happiness. I hope so too. Continuing on, Zaion did not tell her grandmates that she was told that she was that using her old accounts would be okay. She merely told them that she was not told in the interview process that it was not okay. This was conveyed to staff as well during their discussions about using PL game accounts. CW Week 1, first privated VOD, Conversations. And Zaion was not aware until receiving this cancellation notice that this misunderstanding existed. Again, they didn't tell her what's okay and what's not okay to do in a company like that. You know, you can kind of, infer that it might not be okay to do, but how the fuck would she know if they haven't told her? Why don't they give their employees proper instructions on how to conduct themselves and what to do and what not to do. It would be very simple to like make a list of don't use your PL stuff. And that's it. Don't use your PL stuff, don't refer to your PL stuff. It's not that fucking hard. We could have just told her, like, this is a no-brainer here. And, you know, when something is not told, you either infer it from something or you just don't know. So, 7 to 1.5. This one goes to Sayu once more. Reference, December 20. Using an account used in a previous life before becoming a member of the company's without prior consultation with the company. In addition, you falsely told other members of your unit, Exolail, that the use of your previous life account was permitted at the time of your employment interview, because again, she didn't fucking know. Retards, man. Falsely claiming to have received permission from Any Color Inc. after a viewer commented on Zaion performing an action prohibited by the rules. This may refer to Zaion opening her YouTube memberships after checking that all of her membership perks were within the rulings of Nijisisters. She had gotten the emotes and badges approved by her manager and thus assumed that as long as her perks were also within rulings, she could activate them for Christmas for her fans after they had asked. She apologized to staff for not asking for their approval. Again, this is like a small mistake on her part that she didn't just know and she just assumed what's okay to do and what wasn't okay to do. Because she just thought that she could do it. So I don't know what this one goes to, but again, they bonked her for not knowing something. They bonked her for assuming. I'm giving this one to Sayu because Niji-sanji and Any Color is grating on my fucking nerves at the moment. So 8 to 1.5. Number 10. Mostly claiming to be sponsored by a brand during the stream. This one's gonna be fucking fantastic. The Cats organized neatly stream that was done by Zaion had a running gag where she commissioned an artist to make her an asset of a bag of nuts labeled These Nuts. Many jokes were made over the stream, including, "Oh boy, I really love these nuts. Yeah, I've been supporting these nuts for a long time now," etc. And in actuality, she was not sponsored by the pre-existing These Nuts brand that was not known to her, existed when the asset was created. Falsely claiming to be sponsored is wrong because These Nuts is not a brand. Nevertheless, she was asked by her manager to private the VOD for the reason that they felt she was claiming to be sponsored by the These Nuts company during this bit, and she apologized and complied. Link to the private stream. I'm gonna link you to that if you want to see more of These Nuts. Here are These Nuts, chat. Like, take a look at These Nuts. This is the dumbest shit that so far in this document. This is the dumbest fucking shit. And These Nuts is apparently a company like this that sells nuts and nut accessories, I guess. How the fuck would she know? Like, this is such a obvious fucking jokes that a lot of people make online. Like, These Nuts is such an overused joke, has been for years at this point. Like, didn't Vox make These Nuts jokes? Is fucking Vox sponsored by These Nuts too? Are other Niji EN livers that did these jokes sponsored by fucking These Nuts? I don't fucking think so. This is so dumb, man. 9 to 1.5. Everyone makes These Nuts jokes. How stupid are these people running this company? 11. Giving likes to comments falling under defamation of Niji-sanji livers and Any Color Inc. using social media accounts that she personally operates. This is inaccurate in some capacity. Only one like was given on accident to a single tweet which Zaion liked on her private account during the first time she was suspended in February. She was not aware that this had happened until it was mentioned to her. However, Zaion does not excuse herself from this mistake. The like tweet was an image post of a crude meme created by a community member that was in support of Zaion's content style, but did not like the comments making negative statements. Due to the harassment, death threats, and doxing caused by the suspension announcement, Zaion overlooked her accidentally giving a like to the image. Zaion apologized to staff profusely for this mistake, but strongly tried to emphasize it was not her intention to do so. Zaion, thank you again for the 25 Mexicans. Niji is now sponsored by Suck on These Nuts. Yeah, they're sucking and they're not letting go. They're gonna suck all life out of these fucking nuts at this point. I don't know what this one goes to, but considering I give it like half. I'm gonna give this like a half to Niji because it was Sayu's mistake. It was Zion's mistake, but they're also dragging her for something that she apologized for and which shouldn't have been an issue. So it's currently what? It's currently 10-2. The score is 10-2 or something like that. Dumb company. Number 12. Numerous other occasions and comments infringing the contracts and rules. This statement is too vague to comment upon as there are no specifics that can be mentioned. However, it suggests that Zaion committed other wrongdoing. Fucking fantastic that they didn't tell her what else she has done wrong and just put it on there when they terminated her. Hey, you breached some contract rules here, but we're not gonna tell you what they were. Maybe you can figure them out for yourself, like the other things you have done in the company that we didn't fucking tell you. Wow. I don't know how anyone would want to work for this company after this fucking nonsense. 11-2. This is 11-2. That's the score currently. And yeah, those are all the infractions. So the final score on that one is 11-2. But it keeps on going because there's more to this document as she explains her experience. She describes her experience within Nijisanji, which is another thing that's gonna be a fucking black mark on the record of this stupid fucking company. Let's go. Their important conclusion. In their last call, Zaion begged for them to consider a more professional approach to future commentary between two sides. To this, Nijisanji refused, stating that they need to protect their brand. Some of them allegations written are untrue or uncontextualized, which negatively impacted Zaion's character, which is true, as we already went through that too. Zaion agrees with the decisions. She did not make mistakes and agreed that separation was appropriate for both sides. I believe there were a lot of things provided without proper context that negatively impacted her character. Basically, what amounts to sneaky fucking character assassination by being too fucking vague and not even explaining to Sayu herself what she did wrong in a lot of instances. In the end, Zaion wishes things could have gone differently. Some Nijisanji members have spoken about Zaion's termination and she wishes to avoid giving context on that here, as she does not wish to direct harassment towards anyone else. That aside, Zaion sees this as a huge learning experience and sincerely hopes everyone can move on from this chapter. Hope so too, but Nijisanji is gonna keep Nijisanji in. Zaion's personal experience. I'd like to preface this by saying I do not want any third parties to use what I'm about to reveal or twist my words in any way to damage the reputation of Nijisanji or its livers. Again, we are basing all of this on what Sayu herself says, so I personally am not twisting anything, other than like one thing I said before, but again, calling this company black and calling them retarded is just a statement of fact at this point. Because it's sheer incompetence, some of it comes off as fucking malicious, and the rest is just pure stupidity. This is simply Zaion's first-hand experience chronologically listed from the moment she was onboarded to her final moments. I want to ask everyone to put themselves in Zaion's shoes for a moment in the present. As a content creator who has been doing this full-time for over a year, way before joining Nijisanji, it's hard to going about your day, supporting your friends on Twitter multiple times over a single day, and reading their content as you used to. Then, when suspensions and termination happen, you're told you must obey the silencing contract. But what this results is suddenly being blocked or unfollowed by several people who you have considered to be your friends, or who have cared deeply for a long time. People who knew her as a person and still cared for her in return are even harassed for caring for for their friend. That's true, and it did happen to the people that surrounded her, because the Nijisisters that were in charge of the fucking doxing, they went hard. Not only for her friends, but also for her family. Fucking... Ah, continue on. Zion became increasingly afraid of hurting the few friends she had left, and avoided many of them completely. She still doesn't know how some friends feel about her now. She still lives in a constant fear of making everyone feel uncomfortable just by being around them. Zion was someone who was always incredibly excited to spend time with her friends in real life at cons, and go out of her way to do so. The constant cycle of guilt and trauma that drove Zion to a very dark place, and still does. There were people that she trusted and told her struggles to. Some understood, and some understood this her as gaslighting or guilting them when she confided in them. It's true that most of them didn't really know Zion as a person, but it's not fair that that the simple way they knew her is now forcefully replaced by this storm of complicated and strong words that don't actually have her in them. It goes without saying that the characters we play online aren't fool us. You can't assume how bad someone feels, how sad they are, just because they play a happy character online. Just speaking for myself, what banner I am under or what character I play never changed my own style. I did read as much as I could about what everyone was saying, be it on YouTube news videos, various posts on Twitter, posts on my YouTube account, or yes, even DMs sent to my Twitter. I wanted to make it known that I read every Twitter DM and just about every YouTube comment after everything. Zion felt like a failure. She felt like her dream and who she was at her core was now ruined because of this experience. She did desire to end her own life, but at each and every kind message pulled her back from the brink. Without all of you, a person would no longer exist. So, thank you, Niji-sanji, for... thank you, Niji-sanji, and those people that harassed her for almost making someone kill themselves. Congratulations. Because you didn't like a streamer, she considered ending her own life. Very congratulations to you retards. Some of her stories were omitted for legal reasons. Please respect this. August interview. A boss asked about my current monthly income. When I received the first email asking me to interview with Niji-sanji, I confirmed the time slot when they had already listed as an offer and waited. However, I realized the day off that I still didn't have a link to the online interview call. Their email had said it would be with Microsoft Teams. We use Microsoft fucking Teams. Exactly 4 minutes before I was meant to be on the call, I messaged them again to ask for the meeting link. Then 2 minutes after the confirmed meeting time, they sent me a new email with the link. The interview itself felt fine. There were 2 people on the call. It felt like they were asking questions based on the answers I gave, which made me feel like they were listening and did care about the person I was. There wasn't any information told to me regarding specifics of the company, like how they run things differently from other VTuber or talent agencies, things like being unable to use my current social media or streaming accounts forever, versus simply for a short amount of time being unable to use any current game accounts or allowing certain ones, etc. None of that was included. It was a simple interview, so once again, Niji-sanji omitting crucial informations for the new employees, or, you know... I wonder if later on they gave it in their contract, but imagining what she said thus far, I don't think they have. But let's continue on. What was interesting came after the very end, though. I had mentioned that I previously had a job at a tech company. One of the interviewers, who hadn't said a single thing until then, asked me in Japanese how much I used to make as an independent streamer. I told him how much from subscriptions, sponsorship, etc. He responded, Then immediately followed that, he asked how much I used to make at my tech job. I answered that I could actually make less than I currently did as a streamer. He gave me the same and then said he had no further questions. That's that's a very Japanese interview. Like, I have friends who work at bigger Japanese companies, and this is kind of on point that they say very little when it comes to answers. Sometimes they have follow-up questions, but the interviews themselves are very often very dry, especially at big corpos that are Japanese. So I think this is at least on point. I thought, well, if they're gonna ask questions like that, then I'll ask one that I wasn't sure if I could ask. And I asked, do you guys have a monthly salary or minimum per month that you pay to your talents? The interviewer answered, no, but I can tell you that if you're signed under us, that you make more money than you're making right now. Yeah. I'm fucking sure, considering what happened. I'll never forget that, but the time compensation structure was not discussed. That's fantastic. Fast forward to 21st of August. I made it through the final interview with the CEO. This was the only time in the entire time I had been there. I would get to even see his presence in my or other talent's vicinity, let alone speak with him. He asked questions that I thought were good and well thought out. Things such as, what kind of character do you want to play? To which I answered, I am usually the anti-hero. I like saying things that make people laugh or surprise or shock them, so kind of shock jock kind of thing. Which, you know, would kind of be in line what Zaion was doing, but it didn't really mesh well with Nijisisters. I love getting reactions out of people. He also asked how much I wish to act for my future character on stream. I said that depends on how much content the company and I end up expecting of myself. If I do shorter hours per day, then of course that makes it easier to keep up a persona further from myself. If I do longer hours like I'm used to doing, however, it would be easier if I was being more myself. Again, nothing regarding how they ran the company or what they expected me to give up was mentioned. October prep. Debut. Song asked to be fully recorded before even hearing Genmate's voices. They're already recording shit, and she didn't even know who she's gonna be working with. That's funny. That's completely not wrong. Zetlin, thank you for the Mexicans. You're sending all Mexicans over the border to me. She truly became the ultimate anti-hero. That's true. Cringe. And now she's the hero for making this document. Fast forward to October, they messaged me back saying that the debut song for my generation was ready. They requested I record my lines and turn them into within a week. They would be our most important song yet. At this point, I had not even met my gen mates or know what they sounded like. Hey guy, or the girl. Hey girl, why don't you record this very professional song with people you have never met before, and you know, you don't know how you would sound together with them. You don't even know them, but record this song. We really need that money. We really need that promo going as soon as possible. Fuck everything else. Let's get the months. I asked them to push the deadline back because I would be gone at TwitchCon. The new due date turned out to be after I would hear my genmate's voices for the first time. But that was all the knowledge I'd have. After submitting my recordings, they messaged me back saying that the producer said my recordings were no good due to some background noise and I would need to go to an actual studio to record my lines or clean them up. So I asked a friend who dabbles in DJing as a hobby to clean up the same audio files for me and submitted them again. At this point, they received no more updates on the song, so I assumed they were fine. Wouldn't you expect a company of this size to actually help you with that sort of fucking stuff instead of her having to do it on her own? Probably out of her own pocket too? What the fuck are they doing? Jean Pachi Rose, thank you for the 2. Zeke Zion, yes, Zeke Zion. This company, man. One of the biggest VTuber companies out there won't even help you record your fucking song that he told you to record. They won't help you. They tell you what's wrong. At least they did that. But they don't want to even give you, you know, their own resources to help you. Do they even have these resources at this point, or are they expecting all the livers to do things themselves? Again, if you want to join this company under these terms, after her treatment, described here, I don't know. I think you're just you probably have no imagination, or you're willing to put up with this for the quote-unquote fame that you'll get out of it. Around the end of October, November debut planning, organizing, and managing. Around the end of October is when we're finally able to start planning for our debuts. I had experience debuting as a VTuber for my own activities, so I was familiar with all the elements needed and how the managing planning with all the different people I'd work with. Regarding the question of what was needed for the debut and subsequent streaming activities, the managers informed me that nothing is really required. It's up to you how much or how little you want to have for it. Wow, that's vague as fuck. Azahara channel, thank you for the 5. Here you go, fans, so you can go clean your own audio, you scrub. Niji-sanji probably. Niji-sanji definitely. Not just probably, definitely. Fucking company. How do they keep on doing this? Like, they're vague. They aren't helping with the livers with much. Their priorities are all over the place, and this is either the first or the second biggest VTuber company, depending on how you look at it. By the number of livers, it's the first, but by everything else, it's just it's below subpar the way they conduct themselves here. I personally incurred the cost of planning a successful debut. Our lore was written by ourselves. I had to find people who had the skill sets needed for the graphics and animations myself, and paid them for myself. By the time I was debuted, I was already hugely in red. In order to plan and execute a debut befitting a talent of such a big company, and considering who she got, what kind of stuff she got for her debut, I imagine the cost that she incurred here would be in the thousands. So once again, Niji-sanji, hey girl, you know, you want to be big, you need to look big. Are we gonna help you with that? No. You do everything over yourself. Find your artists, find your musicians, find your animators, find your overlay designers, find everything else. We're just gonna be sure that you press that go live button later on when your debut happens. We make sure to remind you that you need to fucking press go live, and then our job is done. I want to use slurs here, but I won't. YouTube will gonna bunk me for that. But these people are slurs. These people are slurs, and I have no respect for this kind of behavior. Fucking Niji-sanji. Meeting the other Niji-yen livers, they were incredibly kind, considerate, and immediately included us, made us feel like one of them. I will never forget their kindness and how much effort they put into being there for us and each other. Unfortunately, the things changed as time went on, but that was not until the very end. So what I read from this, that they were kind at the beginning, but later on it kind of changed. They probably distanced themselves from her, but again, those are just my assumptions. I don't know exactly what happened between them. But cliques within Niji-sanji are a thing, and I imagine Sayu or Zaion was not part of that. December, given a manager who was a 2-week-old hire. For me, I see a manager as someone who helps us strategize and build up our own style of content and character personality. That was far from what we got. The manager they assigned to manage our whole generation of 6 was someone who was a 2-week-old hire. A whole generation for a multi-million-dollar fucking company is a 2-week hire. Awesome. I wonder what kind of experience she or he had. It was not the manager who trained us for the whole month of November within whom we developed a bond, nor the person who worked with us through the onboarding. Anytime I had a call with our manager to discuss something, their manager was also there. A manager for managers. And it was pretty much just me asking him stuff while she sat there and nodded her head. If it was something I wished to do, or something I thought was worth fighting for, it felt like it wasn't fought for. all I experienced was the expectation to bow your head down and not to question the system. Yeah, that's very Japanese too. Yeah, you have to conform to the rules that are given, otherwise you're gonna be bonked for that shit. Debut week 1, first private VOD, Genshin previous life account. Here's the thing started to fall apart. Just to double check, I asked my manager if I could use my Genshin account of nearly 3 years. This game was huge for me. I had a long-standing relationship with the game as a content creator, and it was a significant part of my career growth. Yeah, Sayu has a shitload of Genshin Impact content, and that's pretty much what helped grow too. If you want to go through her history as a VTuber. I would stream the game multiple times each week on Twitch as an indie, and it was my comfort place. Several other talents in the Ian batch were also streaming while using game accounts they owned before joining the company, even though the precedent was there. I was trying to see if there was any other rules they wished for me to follow. As my manager said. Let's zoom in this a bit. I can zoom in fully, but you guys have to contend with this. Hello Zaion. For your Genshin stream, if you're using an account you're previously using when streaming Genshin, please make sure your user ID is not visible or change it if possible. Thanks a lot. And thus I covered my ID and we had an incredible fun stream. Most corporate streamers who play Genshin and stream is usually newer players who try it because their viewers wanted to. Inexperienced players or just doing it because of a sponsorship. So many fans expressed how enjoyable it was to see someone play who actually cared a lot about the game and played it seriously. It's an honor for me to represent that. You can use your account, but you can't use your account. However, not long after the stream I had concluded, I got another message from my manager. Sorry for the sudden change, however, it has come to our attention that you might have fans for PL activities as friends to your account and are able to receive in-game prizes/items from friends through this account. For more clarity and the consideration of every liver's safety, we had decided to use the use of PL accounts were strictly prohibited. Therefore, it would like to do more Genshin streams. It's necessary for you to create a new account. Again, I'm very sorry about this. However, according to the decision, will be private to your Genshin stream VOD. I hope for your kind understanding and cooperation. Incompetent and stupid is what it is. They didn't think that this could have happened, so they allowed it to happen, and then it dawned on them that people may send her stuff that would reveal her identity in some way or another, and they just double backed on it, backpedaled as fuck. Other livers are able to use their past accounts, and I was not. I had 2-year-old account I wish they used, and a lot of content planned for my future streams centered around it. Having a stream VOD from that day privated also meant that I could no longer earn money from new views on it, and consequently stunted my growth analytics because as one of my most successful streams, it was no longer visible content to the public in my debut week. Fucking fantastic. Fans were asking me where the stream went, and I wasn't allowed to tell them what happened. Many people attacked me for using my old account, which I had received permission to use, and had taken away, saying that it was my fault for probably using it without permission. My mother my mother and their manager told me that it was like a peek into my hard work of the past, and now I'll start streaming new together with my new fans. And that's the lie I painfully ran with. Wow. Slurs. Generic Wolf, thank you for the 5. It's so nice of Nijisisters to make all of this drama for us. Whole life had starved us for drama recently. Yeah, I don't want any drama in Whole Life. And Nijisisters seems to provide that in spades. Almost every new week it's something with fucking Nijisisters, either with Nijisisters themselves or Nijisisters fans in general. They're just treating their livers like dirt, like fucking peons. They can move around wherever they wish, according to this. I wonder if any other livers got this similar fucking treatment that Zaion got. I really wonder about this. But let's move on. I did my best to argue for the rights to use the Genshin account, saying that this was not the term I entered the company on. So, like, yeah, changing rules on the go. And that plenty of other talents in the company used and still were using their old accounts. I had a call with my manager and her manager, and they told me that the reason I couldn't use my old accounts now was because they existed before Zaion LanZa did. When I said I could not agree with that, we had a second call and nothing changed. Finally, I told my gen mates what was going on, asking them for help. Since some of them had past accounts, they were also under the impression they would be able to use them. We had a group call with the two managers. Once again, the narrative was changed. The manager said that he would consider past game accounts on a per-game basis and approved of a game that my gen mates wanted to use. When mine was brought up, they said, "It's because you were an official Genshin content creator that counts as a sponsorship, and you can't use accounts that were previously sponsored." So they're changing rules on her here just so she can't use that fucking account. They really don't know themselves why she can't use that account. They're just trying to reason it out somehow. It's like they're making up reasons why she can't use it. This expanded the scope of the matter beyond just my Genshin account, but at first I rejected that claim because in the official rules for being an official Genshin Impact content creator, explicitly states that it does not count as a sponsorship in any way. Official Genshin content creators do not get paid for creating Genshin-related content. Also, in preparation for joining Nijisisters, I purposely did not reapply for my position as an official Genshin content creator, and thus I hadn't been part of the program for 2 months. But I guess Nijisisters didn't fucking care about that, now did they? Then the manager said that, "But you were a pioneer for the game, so a lot of the people know that account." This would be yes, another completely new argument for them. This normally would hold no weight because no single Genshin account can be distinguished from another. Every account is able to get every character, every item, every outfit. Nothing is unique except for the user ID that could be hidden. At this point, I had my suspicions about the real reason, and I gave up on arguing any further. So I moved on to my other game accounts, such as Alchemy Stars and Guardian Tales. Because I had been sponsored by those games companies twice each, I greatly enjoyed working with them, and we had a great working relationship. I relayed this to my managers, and they said because of those accounts were sponsored at any time in their existence, I could not use them here. I felt like I was being punished for my past success. Prior to hearing this, I was under the impression that Nijisisters would be happy to have someone who had been on good terms with several other companies, whom they also work with. Funnily enough, one of those Alchemy Stars sponsorship events was with two of their own EN talent who are now my senpais. And here's the Discord thingy here, or is it Twitter? I don't know. Oh yeah, this is Twitter, I think. Alchemy Stars Navigators. We have recruited a team of VTubers for the special anniversary challenge. Stay tuned for their live streams and perhaps more rewards. June 7, and here's Sayu Okami listed there. Debut week 2. Reaching out for help in DMs for the managers and being suspended for it. This one fucking is mind-boggling too. At this point I had messed up in several ways, including playing my genmate's cover without realizing I couldn't, showing a stranger's face in a Twitter post on my stream by accident, etc. I was having a hard time not messing up, and I felt horrible about it. I suffer from clinical depression and have been going on a little while without meds at this point. At this point, I felt incredibly trapped. I felt like I couldn't fit in, and my content wasn't welcome. All my hard work on gacha games from the perspective of an experienced/dedicated player, I felt like I was a failure. So I reached out to the two people who had onboarded us at the start. They were not our direct managers, but they were people who I trusted and felt comfortable with. I DM'd them stating how bad I felt, that I kept making mistakes and I didn't know what to do, in order to continue being creative but not infringing on one rule or another. I DM'd them saying I was sad, asking if there was anything that I could be done about my Genshin account, and saying that overall I just felt uncomfortable. Hold up. And one of them responded. The person who trained us was someone I loved a lot, and it seemed like everyone did. She was kind enough to have a voice call with me, and talked through my feelings and issues, and even offered to try to fight for Genshin account issue. It was not enough for me. I knew that it was difficult thing with a company that big, and I didn't have any expectations past her just trying. I was incredibly grateful that I just had someone in the staff that I could speak to. But we would never speak like that again. In the call between my manager and their manager, I was told that of my New Year's suspension, and that DMing a manager who was one of the reasons I was being suspended. I felt hurt and shocked. Even my gen mates had said they DM'd managers before. I hadn't said anything that would hurt anyone or was a secret, but that was that. That's shit fucking behavior. It's like she's getting punished for not really complaining, but just venting her feelings to her manager, which could be interpreted by this stupid fucking company as her complaining. You know, with valid complaints that she has, with valid feelings that she has because of all the shit that was happening to her, which was mostly not her fucking fault. And I'm guessing they interpreted that that manager and their manager interpreted that as her, you know, going against the company in such a way. Because, you know, she's standing up for herself, and I guess that's a no-no in any color. Fucking stupid. New Year's suspension, December 31st, January 9th. Demanding a 2-week break so early into me being here was way too long and detrimental. Even as an indie, the longest break I had taken was maybe 1.5 weeks. So during the call in which I was told of my first suspension, I had begged my manager's manager and asked if he could please reduce it to 1.5 weeks. I thought for a moment and said, can you really come to a serious decision within that time, whether or not I want to stay in Nijisanji? And I said yes, because even before this call, I'd already been thinking about this since debut. I know he was trying to pressure me into agreeing to 2 weeks, but after working so hard on my own for over a year, I knew how breaks go. You get used to doing nothing and you can get lazy. I wouldn't let myself get into such habit after all this struggle. Finally, he acquiesced, and at the end of the call, my manager asked what I'm going to tell my fans. This was asked in a manner that made me feel pressured to say. I am just going to say that my family asked me to come on a last-minute holiday trip. Because of what happened with the prior graduation, the company had already been told my senpais that oftentimes suspensions will be disguised as breaks by the talents. Now I understand why. Black company. Black as the night is. Black as a cave. Black as the Marianas Trench. Anytime now you can think that Nijisanji Liver is taking a break for any reason, they may be fucking suspended. They are shadow fucking suspended. Shadow banned in the fucking company. They got blacked, as someone said. They got blacked by Nijisanji. So I wonder, given this information is now out in the open, I wonder how Nijisanji will try to disguise it now, or if they're gonna try to disguise it at all. If those shadow suspensions that are disguised as breaks will continue the way they do. But let's continue. So the New Year's countdown that I promised my fans, of course, could no longer happen. I told them that my family rarely does anything out of town, so I had to go on this last-minute trip. I would be gone from the 30th and return on the 10th. That never happened. I just stayed at home and tried to see if there were only in real life friends around who didn't already go on a vacation elsewhere or weren't too busy. At the time, Haku, one of my 2 cats, 4 years old, was suffering from a liver disease that required me to feed him every few hours. So it would morbidly work out that I had time to take care of him. However, it was incredibly expensive, and even now I'm still trying to pay off the incurred bills. Trying to lay low. Upon returning, I turned down the creative ideas a notch in an attempt to reduce the risk of breaking any more rules. I only streamed games because I knew which had confirmed permissions for sure, not just chatting or creative streams, or at least for a while. That was the plan. I stuck to it. Warning, pet death, February 7th, Haku's death plus ending. I'd been taking care of my cat Haku, who had been suffering from liver disease for a month. He had passed away the day after my indefinite suspension began. I did not feel supported by my manager when I shared this information. The subsequent distress was compounded by the fact that staff had locked me out of all my accounts. Forced me to sit in all of this alone, which would be one of the most difficult times of my life. Everything past this is history. That was, there was a lot I enjoyed about being Niji-sanji. There was a lot of people I looked up to, who I liked, who I trusted with all my heart. There was some really fun times. But as much as I wanted to stay, and with how hard I tried to do something different each time I messed up, I knew I wouldn't be able to compact my style of entertainment into what they wanted without regrets. I feel that I need to say that during my time there, I felt trapped, I felt like a failure, and did not feel like a staff cared about me as a person, or for my own creative style. As the managers I was forced to work with did not show any effort to understand me beyond the surface of our work relationship. Basically, she had to suck it up and do what she was told, otherwise you're just fucking gone. And pretty much that's what fucking happened. They blamed most of their own fucking mistakes on her, and they booted her. The mistakes that she made were fucking so fucking little. Normally they wouldn't even give you a fucking bonk in other companies. I don't think. But we're working with any colored logic here. I'm still incredibly grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful for friends I did get to make there, and I'm grateful that the place that has such a history saw value in someone like me at all. Thank you for reading. I've learned a lot from this, and I hope we can close out this chapter here. Trigger warning, last picture with Haku below. Picture of her cat. Yeah, that's the whole document here. I don't know what you guys think about it, but again, to me this is clear. If we take her word for it, I think any color, or at least these two particular, managers that dealt with her, are kind of a piece of shit, and the company is run by incompetent fucking buffoons that would rather blame their own talent for their own fucking mistakes and them not being able to tell her how her work is supposed to go in the company, not laying out any ground rules for her to follow, like, conduct stuff. None of that seems to have been discussed with her, and was all very fucking hands-off. So they pretty much expect her to do everything they want her to do without actually telling her what they wanted her to do. Which is, yeah. Shitty doesn't even begin to describe it. What a shitty fucking company. I don't know what else to tell you about this. It's just baffling that they operate the way they do. But, having researched all of the fucking drama that Niji-sanji has been dealing with, Niji-sanji has been making themselves over the last few years, I am surprised and not surprised at the same time. I am surprised at the level of incompetence they exhibit, and how badly this whole thing seems to be structured. For more information on that, you can watch my other stream where I go through Niji-sanji drama and make a tier list out of it. But this is not the end of the stream just yet, because we have Nijisisters, the people on Twitter, reacting to her in a lot of fucking vile ways. Which, they're part of this. They're part to blame for Zion's / Sayu's bad mood in all of this. When you get fucking doxxed, when you get swatted, when people encourage others to swat you, it probably doesn't feel too fucking good, does it? And considering it was a constant thing after she got suspended and then after she got terminated, I can understand why she feels the way she did. And I completely don't blame her for wanting this document to be out, because this serves as a warning to people to avoid this company like the fucking plague. It could be that she's gonna get into legal trouble for it. It's very much possible. but then I hope she wins, because to me, at least, she clearly has a case that she was mismanaged, and a lot of her character was basically assassinated via the actions of her own bosses. And I hope she has better receipts as well, like things that she can actually genuinely prove, and I think she does in some respect. So if she gets into trouble, I hope she fucking slays them. But considering what she revealed, I hope they back off, because this is just gonna look bad on them. What a shit fucking company. But yeah, I'm gonna take a small break to have a drink, and then we're getting into the second part of the stream, which is gonna be the Nijisisters stream. I'll be back shortly. Okay, I'm back. We can continue with the shit show. Let me catch up to the chat just for a moment. Me in pajamas during cousin's wedding. Me versus me in my tuxedo saying Sayu's tweet longer. Versus me in clown outfit during Kuri's coverage of the reactions. As you guys best get your best clown outfits on, because this is just gonna be clownery from this point onwards. But yeah, someone asked what these characters are on the left. One is, of course, a small version of Gura. The one in the middle is Aru from Blue Archive. She's not a VTuber. She's a gacha game character. Blue Archive is great. The one on the right is Nanobytes. She's a new VTuber that's gonna be debuting soon, in sometime in May. I think I can freely talk about this, but she was formerly Yuri of Face Connect, and now she's this Lolly Bunny VTuber. I keep them here for the vibes. Kuri, have you seen Mika's tweet? No, I haven't. You can link me to it, and I'll read it after I'm done with some of the stuff. But yeah, you guys better be ready for a lot of this. A lot of re. Get ready for a lot of this. a lot of reading because of Sayu. But yeah, that's let's get right into it because time to lose brain cells. Oh, this is a schizo thing. This is the Nijisisters shit. Here we go. But yeah, like someone in the chat explained, Nijisisters are mainly these quote-unquote Niji-sanji fans that act like K-pop stans would. They are usually very deranged, they are unhinged, and they make trouble for other livers as well as for other liver fans. They're basically like antis that you have in your own fandom. They are fans of certain livers, but they're completely anti-others, and they just behave like complete pieces of fucking shit. Let's read through some of these, because I have a lot of these. I ain't reading all that in reply to Sayu's fucking tweet longer, which also contains the document we just read. Me being curious and is currently reading it all, though I summarize everything for my friends who don't want to read it, so... I'm gonna be honest, I read through it and girly said literally nothing. I think your reading comprehension is kind of fucked if this doesn't tell you anything. On God, it was like, I don't know, a narration of bullshitted English narrative essay or something. Legit, the stupidest thing ever read shifts not even the decent enough to be classified as an autobiography. These motherfuckers must be underage to talk like this. You know, if you could slap people through the internet, I would be just doing this all the fucking time. Because these people deserve a fucking slap. Retards, man. Underage fucking retards. I'm not reading all that, but we up to though. Probably mocking, you know, Sayu's fucking dead cat, probably, or just posting a cat, any cat, but considering how idiotic these people are, they're probably mocking her dead fucking cat. I said an extremely offensive remark, but that's okay, I'm on streamer mode. This is referring to the tweet longer that she wrote, and the streamer mode she's referring to here is that, you know, she tried to make her own brand of streaming in order to be entertaining, you know, to be shocking. As she explained in the Google Doc that she wanted to be kind of a shock joke type of VTuber and create a lot of reactions based on the weird stuff that she said. And they're gonna be mocking that streamer mode of hers because they don't have anything else to hang their fucking hats on. You're gonna see a lot of that. I catered to a worldwide audience and got criticized by some audience, so I blame my Japanese management. When I'm in a tasteless humor competition and my opponent is in streamer mode. Just for that, I'm following you. LMAO, I committed a war crime, but I was on streamer mode. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not sorry for being a shitty person, cause that's my streamer mode. One fucking joke they have now. Girl was not meant to be in corporate setting, made so many mistakes, talks about her Genshin account and fights for it. LOL. Wants sympathy from everyone. This entire document should not exist because it doesn't make you look better. Fighting for your own reputation. Do these people have any reading comprehension or any kind of empathy for someone that, you know, tries to explain her side of things, but I guess they hate her so much that that side is not acceptable in any kind of fucking way. But again, I think I'm dealing with children here. People that haven't probably graduated high school yet, so what the fuck do they know about working fucking environment? But I'm fucking being a devil's advocate for retards now. Like, girl, someone asked you or told you that this is a mistake. Makes multiple extremely offensive essay jokes and proceeds to like many tweets about how it's just dark humor, not that serious, not real life. I was just in streamer mode, I regret it. Like, okay, LMAO, honestly laughed at that part. they really don't fucking understand. And this Love Corona guy, take that fucking Chloe avatar of your fucking account. Probably rip it off. I ain't reading all that. Anyone else excited for the lawsuit? I am aware that Nijisanji is a shitty company. I just don't care for either party. I just want to see how this goes. Tee hee ha ha hee. Shitty lying company versus anti-Semitic misogynist who will win. Yeah, no comment. And here's one. Here's a person I have had dealings with. This fucking VTuber. I even covered her today on my account. She previously made basically statements shitting on Zaion for this, and now she's trying to play up both sides. Like this is her shitting on her. First of all, how am I not surprised when Zaion first got suspended? Context: I like where they are a bad person. How they're in a scale of 10. She made rape jokes on stream, targeted at children, people close to her, or just casual. She was playing a game where a character got raped and she made a really tasteless jokes about it. And then this piece of shit tries to play both sides here. Another error for Niji. I knew they were bad, but I didn't realize they were like that. Sayu, I'm glad you were able to speak your truth. And mind you, this is not her changing her mind because she got new information. She already was on board with shitting on her because of these rape jokes intended as a fucking fictional character. This VTuber in particular engages in all kinds of drama. All of her fucking account is almost drama and baiting for attention and engagement fucking bait. So this is on brand for her. I have threads about her too. I'll give you a small preview. She allegedly had a boyfriend, and she wanted to frame that boyfriend for her own faked suicide. She wanted to basically make that boyfriend look like he murdered her. And there's accounts about that. There's a lot of shit about her. You can look her up on my account if you want to know information. This is not the stream about her right now. But I have a nickname for her. She will always to me be Akuma sucks dick for weed Miko, and there's a story about that too. So you can look her up on your own. Niji-san GL, welcome back to the indie world. Come on, Niji-san GL. Can we go a week without a Niji-san GL? Nope, reading into the doc more, my company was definitely trying to fuck her over heavily. Looks like Zaion broke her silence, and anyways, I'm not in comment or anything further since she pulled out of an entire Google Doc already, and I must see how the fanbase and the A-Corp will handle this. Have zero empathy for her and hope this breaks an NDA and gets her into more trouble. Even though none of these people know if she's under any NDA or anything like that, they just hope she is, so she can get into more trouble because these people are hateful shits. Not even for her cat dying the same time she was terminated. Karma for the rape joke. Karma, her cat dying is karma for the rape joke against the fictional fucking character in a video game. Jesus, it's just a fucking joke, dude. Slappable people on this fucking Twitter. The people bringing up NDA sure do love the law when it allows them to go after their perceived enemies. Yep, that's pretty much settles it. Listen all, I can say is both the management and the talent suck ass. For both the good of yourself and the fans, please never come back. How the fuck do these people go, oh, both are bad. Both are really bad here. Unless you don't believe Sayu for what she fucking said there, Niji-sanji looks like complete pieces of shit there. So I don't know how this judgment came to be from this person. If you all disliked her before, please read through this. This is not me defending them. I just believe that we can hate many things at once. Also, fuck anyone for defending the corpo in the court retreats. Niji fans will all disappoint me. Well, you are just as disappointing as them, you know. To me, seemingly non-Niji, but is a Holo fan who clicked like on this. Sincerely hope you genuinely care about Niji and is not using this as an haha gotcha, because if you click into my damn page, I'm a Niji Holo fan. Oh, so you're an enlightened fence sitter then. One of those that goes, oh, both sides bad. Even though what one side did is immeasurably a lot worse than what the other did. Fantastic. She's asking to be sued for real, for real. The NDAs are waiving. She's asking to be sued. Also, why are you talking in third person? Embarrassing. It's her funeral and I am set back with popcorn right now. I'm going to laugh when I see they sued her ass. Ding dong, the witch is dead. I hope she does ATP. I don't know any of these fucking Zoomer abbreviations. I'm too old for this shit. Like, it can't be that hard to own up to your mistakes by staying silent. The way I presume it was intended to be. Yeah, you know, what Nijisanji basically did to her was show her wholesale under the best, and she's supposed to stay silent about this. Oh, you motherfuckers. I hope you never get abused by your fucking bosses when you actually do get to work. But for that, you need to fucking graduate out of high school or whatever you're fucking in right now. And actually join the workforce. I can't wait for the lawsuit, though, and this Vinny person just continues to quote retweet that. Because they don't have a chip on their shoulder. Both of you and any color are ass! Fuck you for being bigoted fucks to the Niji Yen fandom. And yeah, no shit, Niji is a bad company, you already knew that. It doesn't excuse the fact that you did fucked up shit. Hope you never come back. She wants some drama, that's what it is. The Nijisanji is drama. A company made out of drama and existing for drama at this point. Girl, not the tweet longer sub-story. LMFAO, you acted up for clout, for fuel, your shitty previous behavior persona, and you got it. What is there to fake apologize for? I ain't reading all of that. You should stay graduated. The same person that said that it's karma for rape joke that her cat died. Fuck you, this Vinny person again. Vinny again. You just said really bad thing, but you guys don't worry, it was just my streamer mode, haha, I was so silly and goofy. Like, fuck off. The part where she said she got in trouble for speaking with her manager about her problems, then says, well, she wasn't actually my manager, just a trainer, and I leaked information that was most likely classified with my actual manager, but I got in trouble for DMing a manager. This person is making a lot of assumptions about things that weren't mentioned or even, you know, implied in that. But you know, you go off on your fucking narrative. Anything that makes Sayu look bad, I guess. I don't give a fuck. Recognize the mistake in regards to making the jokes about sexual assault bullshit. Complete and utter bullshit. If recognizing the mistake means like liking several tweets about how it's just a joke, dark humor, not real life, etc, etc, it's recognizing, sure, bye. It was just in streamer mods. I have to laugh. Fuck these fucking people, man. I can't wait to see you get sued by any color. Didn't you say something about Klee? ERC, it was the 2.6-ish event, and a little boy NPC that got clipped on stream even before your Nijisanji career? I haven't read it yet, but girl, you cannot defend yourself against that, you're too damn old, even that this still is weird. This must be a minor, only minors speak like that, or fucking other Zoomer age brackets. I like read the shit, and obviously Niji is pretty weird for a lot of this, but I'm not taking sides for those. What? Niji did a lot of wrong, but girl, that doesn't make you good either. You have said and done bad things in and out of this company. Yeah, the bad things about fictional characters. Oh, fucking boy. That really deserves all the fucking doxing, harassment, the swatting fucking attempts, the calling for swatting. Yeah, that's all justified. God, fucking Twitter should just blow up. It's a net negative for everyone. Incoming lawsuit from any color adds any color Inc. at Riku Tazumi for breaking the first rule as a non-disclosure agreement in 321. I don't think NDA can cover this as defamation when she had those recipes. They absolutely can. She posted screenshots of conversations with management. Not one company operates without an NDA blocking disclosing conversations with higher-ups. Not true. Thing is, she's not anymore under NDA because she's not anymore under them. That's not how NDA works. They're legally binding when you stop working in the entity you signed it for. Thing is why you're so concerned about it. You're not the one getting sued. Yeah, because they're just hateful. You read all of this shit and the first thing you can think of is an NDA that you don't even know for sure exists or applies to any of this. Yeah, that's the best argument that anyone has made about this. And when the suspensions of termination happen, you're told you must obey the silencing contract. Gee, that sounds a whole fucking lot like a non-disclosure agreement. You don't know if it still applies after termination or how long it lasts. You literally know nothing about it. Then when the suspensions and termination happen, you're told you must obey silencing contract. She already said that it still applies even after termination. Spoiler alert, the vast majority of NDAs are valid even when terminated. And I have yet to hear of one of that has ever had an expiration date. Basically this person, yeah, a fucking narc, a cartoon fucking narc, making a list. More of Akuma Miko here, me basically calling her out, being a disingenuous cunt. Not defending Niji, but lol, imagine learning context behind what she said. People can change, yeah, but not you. All I originally saw was what happened as a sexual assault survivor myself. Found the jokes unsavory. She admitted that they were distasteful among a plethora of other things, and people can change. Good job digging for something from 2 months ago, though. Yeah, but, you know, she didn't really apologize for them per se. They were just directed at the fucking character. You would know this if you weren't fucking making any of these comments for clout. Fucking hate some VTubers, man. Zaion apology is such a pity party fucking cry. I'm not sorry for being openly about my thoughts because there's someone who can take accountability for their actions, but rather deflect it off as something entirely separate from themselves. Grow up. Did you fucking read that? Any of that? Girl, your wallet better be strapped to do this. I don't give a fuck about the drama. I just pray that she got some bans for the Niji-sanji lawyers to come for her choke. Only Phoenix Wright can save her from the impending lawsuit. No one needs your explanation anymore. You made a mistake, you just don't want to accept it. The way I've already forgotten about her existence, not until I saw someone tweet this. Some soft just some nonsense. People taking sides is so funny. Like, how are you gonna read this and still take a side? They were both shit. One of the sides was excruciatingly more bad than the other. Fence-sitting nonsense. Both are ass. One is defending $1 million company and the other is a weird black humor woman who clearly doesn't care about SA jokes, considering she used to have, I don't know if she still does, the term consensual rape for her Twitch, now active Twitch. Yeah, jokes made about no one's fucking expense, you know. Exactly, all Holo fans for some reason making her out to be the victim when she made a lot of mistakes and had a bad relationship with other livers. Like, how are you gonna say she did nothing wrong? Right, like all the streamer mode comment and other shit she said clearly shows she doesn't really care. I definitely agree that Niji-sanji's management sucks ass, especially how they neglect a lot of livers in general, bad management, even outside of the situation, but she not innocent. Yes, it's mostly people with hollow profile pictures defending her. It's definitely those tribalists. And what the fuck are you doing? If not tribal behavior. You can't. Or whatever. They don't care about the situation. They just want to make themselves look better. Some self-awareness, please. It's so frustrating, but I can't help but laugh when I see them use the text format like bitch. That's a whole different site to go back to 4chan. Go back to fucking Tumblr, you fucking cunt. I'm mad. Me when I forget SA is actually a terrible thing. Yes, it is. Against real fucking people. But they don't care about any of that. Sucks that Sayu got really bad management, but nothing she say will ever justify the rape joke. You know, I'm getting tired of this. Girl, I don't know why she needs to explain more. I mean, sure, she wants to clean her other name, but maybe she can just strive to be better as Sayu instead. No? Not gonna lie, shit sticks, especially with how much people openly talked about her being Sayu already. Clearing the name definitely is more beneficial. With how she got handled, I don't think she would have been able to freely with just being Sayu. You know, I've been in Sayu's Discord for quite a long time after learning a lot of other things, and she has tons of supportive fans. She's gonna be just fine if she decides to return as Sayu and continue her activities. In fact, I think she will have more fans now, considering you know what everything that she revealed about what's happening on Nijisisters allegedly. But again, my stance is that all of this didn't indeed happen, and Nijisisters is just shit fucking company that's incompetent and frequently malicious too. But if I'm telling her the company to the ropes, I'll be on streamer mode, right? K-pop fan, of course. I love that it goes from, no, I'm innocent, to, okay, yes, I did this, yes, I technically did this, yes. Like, girl, what is the whole Ask Google Doc for? For you to have reading comprehension when going through it. But, you know, they teach that before high school. I wonder if you're at that grade of reading level. I get that getting booted from a major company where partially a face-off is massively damaging mentally. Oh, well, you know, I guess the doxing, the cat dying, and the swatting attempts is not the factor, right? But this is gonna help. You're just adding fuel to the fire. Anyone who wanted to impulse dox isn't going to suddenly be swayed by tweet longer. That's not the point of the document at fucking all. The people that, again, already wanted to go on her case are gonna do that. And I wouldn't be surprised if they try to dox her again for this. So, in case you guys see the fucking dogs, be sure to report that shit. Like, without a second fucking thought. Because I do know Zaion, Sayu, and her friends are working behind the scenes to make a case out of it. Because what they have done to her is fucking criminal. And it shouldn't be omitted when talking about this. Although Niji itself thinking these nuts were a sponsor is so fucking funny, shows that their heads are equal up their ass. And yeah, and that's your Nijisister stuff for right now. I bet there's more of that shit right now, but again, not gonna sit here all day reading all of that. I took these screenshots like very early after the document dropped, and they started posting about that shit. So this is just part of it. And I was during No Sagi's stream about this, and he had a poll about this. Ultimately, the poll decided that Zaion did some things wrong, but Niji-sanji's management is worse. I personally now think that Zaion did almost nothing wrong, and it's all the management's fault. But I'm gonna do a poll like that as well here. Let's see how many people we actually have here watching right now. Well, a good decent amount. The press knows Sagi had a lot more, so he's gonna have a lot more base here. But percentage-wise, let's check what we have here. So I'm gonna make a poll too. Hold up. It's gonna be made in a similar way that No Sagi had to ask a question. think Nosagi had 4 options, but I'm gonna add only 3 to this one. Just for the sake. Wait, I can't create a poll? But I did. What the fuck is this about? That doesn't let me post the poll for whatever reason. Did it fucking block me off on this or shit or something? Hold up. I need to fix this. Okay, now I think it's gonna let me do that. The YouTuber was responsible for that. Oh, because it was too long. Alright, I made it shorter. Nijisisters are truly the worst fucking fan base you can have. I wouldn't wish them on my worst enemy. I modified this into 4 things, and I wonder what the results are gonna be. I decided to go with Sayu did nothing wrong. Sayu did some things, but Niji worse. Sayu did everything right. Niji-sanji did everything wrong. Have your poll. There's your poll. I wonder what the results are gonna be here. Looking at them live. One and 3 are the same thing, but that's the point. I know. This is the fucking joke. Let's see. So far, I did some things wrong, but Niji worse. So pretty much the similar results to what Depressed No Sagi had on his stream. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna change much from Sayu did nothing wrong to Sayu did some things, but Nijisanji worse. But opinions are divided in the chat. Yeah, she did make mistakes, but to me, those mistakes are pretty much nothing burgers, as far as I'm concerned. Not the kind of mistakes that would normally get you suspended or even terminated from your job. At this point, I'm almost kind of done with agency VTubers for the most part. Of course, PCG is still my favorite. There's not a lot of wrong there that really happened. I like almost all of their talents, and I watch them frequently. I have very few bad things to say about how PCG does stuff. Of course, they don't do things perfect. There's also Idol Corp. Idol Corp has been doing very well for themselves. They are a talent-first company. There hasn't been that much wrong that they did. I personally haven't seen it, and I think more people should be looking to Idol and how they do stuff. Because as far as I'm concerned, as far as what I've seen, they've been exemplary with how they've been behaving as a company. They have been very transparent. Their CEO has been pretty much in line and in touch with the whole community. He's been making a lot of posts on social media, talking in regards how the company is run, what goals they have, what they aim to achieve with their VTubers, and what their plans for the future are. So as far as that company goes, I don't have many bad things or no things to say about them. So I hope they do well, and I hope they grow past this shit, because this shit is Nijisanji. So for the future, when a new agency, when a new VTuber corporation pops up, if they do something bad, you can just call them a Nijisanji, that they did a Nijisanji. And I think that's accurate, considering how they've been running this shit for years now. I think Nijisanji for right now is too big to crumble. Again, JP does a lot of heavy lifting. There's a lot of big ENs too over there. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see where this goes. But yeah, Nijisanji is a plague, and I hope to cover more of their drama as things go into the future. But yeah, I think almost everyone that actually is here voted. Missing like 12 or 11 people that haven't voted. So I think we can close the poll as is. Hold up. So yeah, ending the poll, and what were the final results? Didn't take a screenshot. Oh, there it is. Sayu did some things, but Niji worse, 36%. Sayu did nothing wrong, 32%. Nijisanji did everything wrong, 18%. Sayu did everything right, 2%. Be careful, any color likes to cancel YouTube channels. I don't give a fuck. I'll talk about what I want. If it gets me in trouble, it gets me in trouble. They suck my dick. If they didn't cause trouble, people wouldn't be talking about the trouble they cause. Again, I don't give a fuck what they do. Even if I lose my channel, I'm gonna talk about what I talk about. It's not like I'm trying to fucking spread rats over here and creating my own fucking narratives about shit. I have my own speculations about some things, but a lot of them I keep to myself. If you want fucking rats, you can go to fucking BT or some other place. You can you can go to Narukami for rats and wild speculations, even if it's still, I don't know if he's even still operational at this point. There's a lot of Japanese VTuber drama channels, bigger and smaller. But you know, with how effective Nijisisters has been at removing falls and Kyo, I doubt they can do shit. At worst, they can strike me and then do nothing. They can put a strike on me and then do the same thing that they did to falls and Kyo, which is nothing. Because they just disputed the strike. And that was it. It expired, and I think both channels are now free of the strike, and they can do whatever they want to do. And you know, the strikes they did against False and Kyo were bullshit anyway, because it wasn't for anything that they particularly said, because you can't really strike channels in such a way. They did copyright strikes based on the fact that they used the Niji-sanji model appearances in their fucking thumbnails. That was the justification for that, which is bullshit anyway. Because for the same reason, they would have to go after clipping channels that portray their fucking VTubers in unfavorable conditions. So at the same time, they can go fuck themselves. Again, I'm not doing all of this just for fun. It's not my job. It's not my business. This is my entertainment. They can they can try and do what they want. If they want to go after my actual job, they can go ahead and try. But my bosses, the people I work for, are worse than me when it comes to shit talking. And they will go after them in return if they try to do something. But I guess that's too much information in any ways. So I'm not afraid of cancellation. We live in a society where Niji-sanji is gonna send... what's that detective agency that's US based that's been operating since 20s, I think. Detective agency. What were they fucking called? A very old one. I know. Yeah, the Pinkertons. The Pinkertons. They're gonna send the Pinkertons after me, like Wizards of the fucking Coast or whoever it was sending people after other fucking card games. They send Pinkertons after me. And they're gonna call Interpol or whatever. But yeah. Nijisisters did the Nijisister thing. They shut themselves all over Twitter because that's what they do. Oh boy, I just now realized I have a Nyanner stream in production. So a Nyanner stream is in the works. I've been gathering some materials about Nyanners. It's gonna be a shit on Nyanner stream basically. Because I have very little respect for that person. But in the ways I will be shitting on her, at least it's gonna be with some facts, with the things that she does, and I'm gonna show some some evidence for the shit that she does. So this is gonna probably be a fun time. I had to censor out Nyanner's Moonman song, and I replaced all the slurs in the song with Roblox oof sounds. And I actually discovered some cool stuff. To give you a small preview of what this thing is gonna be about. You know that Nyanners is within the anti-Nyanners community. She's mostly known for shitting on lolicon, despite being brought up by lolicons, getting popular because of lolicons, because of the Pom Pom song, right? You guys know all of that. That's common knowledge. And she deleted that song, right? Like she deleted the song off of YouTube. But and then she made the statement that lolicons are pedophiles, and she felt uncomfortable, all of that yada yada shit. But then, upon doing some like very surface level research on what she still had left on her channel, I discovered something interesting, which I'm gonna show to you guys just as a preview. Where did I put it? I think it's still something. Oh yeah, I think it's this. Yeah. You see this shit? This is the Stapler Sound meme cover. Do you know what manga this is? This is from an erotic manga, and you can based on the character you see here, you can probably guess what that is. So someone being so anti-lolicon and do research and shitting on lolicon wholesale. Why would she still have this on the YouTube channel after all of these years, after denouncing lolicon so badly? Why would you even have allusions to a lolicon manga? Oh, you want source? I have source. Hold up, I'll give you the source. I hope you have I hope you have I don't know if I can link X hentai, but like can give you the title at least. But the argument can be here. I can already see that Nyanner's defenders making the argument. Oh, she didn't know what this is about. Even though it's even if this is a meme, even if this is not the actual fucking text that is in the manga, because the manga was never translated. Why would you leave this up if this is like a grade school girl talking about kissing her fucking teacher? Why would you leave this up? Even if the allusions to this being a hardcore lolicon manga aren't, that obvious, why would you leave this up? As a staunch anti-lolicon that Nyanner is supposed to be. You know what my theory about that is? My theory about that is because this hasn't given her enough heat. There wasn't enough attention because of that on her. And Nyanner's, if you followed her long enough, you would know that she reacts very negatively to negative attention. It lives rent-free in her head. That's why her model has been slowly unlolified. She went from a lolly to something that's barely resembles one, but still kinda looks like one just a bit. It looks like one when more of her model isn't shown, but her proportions changed quite significantly over a period of time as she tried to unlollify the model. So yeah, we're gonna be going through a lot of Nyanner's hypocrisy here, from her statements about sexualizing women in video games, and then going on to sexualize women in video games, for pretending not to be a lolicon after shitting on lolicons, then playing and doing voiceovers of a game with lolicon content in it, and you won't tell me that she didn't fucking know that it has lolicon content in it. To, you know, collaborating with lolicons, being friends with lolicons, and having a whole fucking concert with a lolicon. But you know, Nyathers is a person of principles, I guess. There's gonna be a lot of stuff there. Pink Cat bad. But that's a preview for the next time. Pink Cat bad, Pink Cat good. Pink Cat bad. I forgot what that fucking song went. But yeah, I think that's it for today's stream. We did a lot of things. We looked through all of this. We came to conclusions that we already knew, that Nijisandji is shit. And their fans, the Nijisisters, the worst out of the VTuber community, you can say is shit. And I wasn't talking about Kiara, I was talking about Izuna Ai, who is a lolicon, and she had a concert with her. So yeah. Let's not forget that Melody herself is a lolicon too. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I kinda enjoyed myself, but mostly I got mad because this shit is infuriating a lot of the time. So yeah, I don't know how Nijisandji will respond to this. I'll keep you guys posted if they do. And I think they do. Before you end, who is the anime dude from intros and outros? You mean this guy here that's vibing to the music? I forgot, but I forgot, but I can ask a person that gave me this. If he's playing Splatoon at the moment, but I can ask him. I'm asking him right now. I don't know if any of you guys were here for the Twitter arc of my friend called called the biggest Gura Auntie. Because he's the guy that made a lot of my stuff here. He made me the television here. He made me the GIF with the nodding guy here. He did a lot of my video related assets. Also my best friend, and he quit being the biggest Gura Auntie some time ago. And now he's the biggest Nyathers Auntie. So if he wants to, he may come as a guest to the Nyathers stream, provide some of his own context and hatred for Nyathers, because that's also entertaining. Yeah, he's very talented. He makes very good videos on YouTube. Some videos with the editing quality you wouldn't expect of a channel this small. I'm gonna link you to him. He does general video content on YouTube, general video game content, and sometimes also anime content. So give him a follow, spread his work around, because he's great. Yes, Project Melody is indeed a lolicon. I don't know how you guys didn't know. And also thanks for the 199. Here's my best friend's channel. Is he as funny as Marine Schizo? He can make up the same kind of bullshit that Marine Schizo does. I think if he tries hard enough, he can be the best auntie you've ever seen. You just need to give him time to shine. So yeah, that was pretty good. I need to one more G from Sayu before I play you guys off. That was a good G. But yeah, for now that's everything. The next stream is probably gonna be about Nyathers, unless something more urgent comes up. and then we all gonna have to cover that too. But again, this was a pretty emergency kind of a bit of a ghetto stream because it was put together hastily. The thing just happened. But yeah, whoever asked who the nodding guy is, you're probably not gonna get an answer now because my best friend is currently playing Splatoon. He's engaged in Splatfest. He's trying to make the... Oh yeah, he responded. He responded. The nodding guy is from the anime called Angel Cup. So if you want to check that one out, you can. But yeah, he's currently engaged in battle, trying to make the big guy stand out during Splatfest. But yeah, I'm glad you guys came along. It was fun. It was infuriating for some, and annoying too, but more or less entertaining. So thank you guys for coming, and I'll see you on the next one, whenever that is. You guys stay hydrated, don't die. Stay off Twitter because it's full of retards, and no one should be on Twitter. I keep saying that you should only be on Twitter if you follow good porn accounts. The artist accounts on Twitter is why you should be on Twitter. Other than that, you gain virtually no benefit out of Twitter. Maybe out of video game announcements, but other than that, that's nothing. But you guys be good, and I'll play you off with a song.